So I don't be really paying attention to subtle clues sometimes. So we at the house and we talking. Me and Miss Renee having a conversation. We talking. So Miss Renee, I love Miss Renee. That's my guy. That's my
Everybody does. She's a friend stiller. I'm so sick of it.
Nellie's like her mom's a friend stiller. Okay,
she is.
Me and Miss Renee sit have a conversation, but she keeps like wanting me to repeat like some things that I'm saying. Now I don't mind. Because I'm used to talking to elderly people, so it doesn't really bother me. But this one, she's over there making all these things that I don't see her though. I have no idea.
I'm trying, and y'all see, first of all,
because it's not even so much that her mom is elderly; it's the dementia part.
It's the dementia part, and not only the dementia part, it's the hearing impaired part. So aside from
about that,
all right. So listen. Deej is telling her these stories. First story was about her real life. My mom keeps saying, "Oh my God, what? Well, who?" She like my daughter. Oh, okay. How old? Okay. 3 minutes later. Who? How old? What happened? 15 minutes later. Okay, so what? When I tell you, Deej told the same story 30 times. 30 fucking times. To the point where I'm looking at her like, if you fucking tired. Then what made it worse is, now you're telling her more stories. Now you telling about scripts and shit that she wrote. And my mom, and her dementia mind is like,
ain't holding none of it together.
She think it's true. I'm going to call this motherfucker. No, he didn't. No, the fuck he did. What? I'm like, this is not even a real person. This is a fucking character in Khadijah head, and my mom is ready to go ride out and fuck some shit up over a character. I'm like, mind you, my teenage daughter is in the room. She peeping all of the darts I'm throwing at Khadijah, cracking up like, Mom, you are crazy. Deej gives my mom the phone, and then she walks away. My mom, I'm not paying attention. My mom is looking at Khadijah's phone, some video on her phone.
Ron Murder?
The whole time I'm sending a text, about to send a text to Deej's phone like, she is burning me out. I'm about to go to bed on both you niggas. My teenage daughter was like, don't send that. I was literally about to send it while my mom was looking at her phone, talking shit about my mom at the same time. My daughter was like, yo, Mom, you are crazy. I said, no, I'm going to get Khadijah's ass in the morning. I couldn't wait for her to wake up the next morning. I said, let me say something to you. You about to not be allowed to come over until she go to bed. Fucking friends, she done stole my man.
And then
that's her homie too. I ain't got nobody. Like,
but this one, my mom keeps asking you to come up. Soon as me and Miss Renee try to have our time,
no, because
she wants to be the fun police.
It's not your time.
It's not your time.
You told me to come visit her.
Yeah, no, it's not your time. It was our time.
Make up your mind.
No, my mind is made up. So like right
now, is the fun Nazi.
Yes, I am.
No fun for you.
No fun for you.
I'm the mom Nazi. Stop fucking inviting my mom to my fun.
Well, you can have my mom. She a lot of fun. You can have her. Me and my mom don't have fun together, and I know how to turn my mom off. Pull out the L.
Listen, and it's so bad because she can't hear, and it's like aside from her not being able to hear, she'll hear what she want to hear. You could be like, what? Something. She'd be like, pit bulls wear Jordans. Like, no, Mom, that's not. It's not what we said. We said something about Michael Jordan. We didn't say shit about pit bulls wearing Jordan. That's the shit. You be like, Mom, what? How did you hear? Like, where did you hear that? How did you? No. And this one, she'll just keep repeating it. Yup, Miss Renee, 30 times.
Well, that's how y'all gonna have to treat me in about 20 years, because I know I'm a candidate for early.
They gonna be treating me like that.
First of all, Deej lightweight got dementia a little bit. I be in the car with her. She been and told me the same story. I be like, Deej, I know already. Matter of fact, I know because I feel like I was there because you told me this story 3 times. I heard it. Matter of fact, I can finish the story for you.
Because I be forgetting this shit all the fucking time.
But no, you know what? Honestly, real shit though.
I be having too much things going on in my head at one time.
Are a person of a certain age, because I feel like, well, not that I feel like, I am experiencing the fact that this dementia does not discriminate based on age. When I was younger, I just thought that it was something that only old people or what 70 and up or something like that would get.
Early onset dementia. It can start really early.
Has been talking about this since her 50s or so. Mm-hmm. And I just remember her saying, I'm just having a hard time remembering stuff. And it wasn't that big of a deal then. It's kind of like what you
Well,
guys
thanks for
will
the
be experiencing.
future.
I'm hoping
references.
that ain't it, but I'm
getting ready
telling
to-
you,
I'm not gonna do
you
that.
know.
I'm not claiming it, but I got
Don't
weed
claim
brain
it.
like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
But be
that's
aware.
what it is. Maybe if I stop smoking.
Absolutely.
And I'm not gonna stop
I
doing
don't
it.
Yes,
know
but-
if I'm ever going to.
I need to smoke to remember stuff sometimes.
Like,
If
I
I
need
want to
'cause I might
remember,
clunk
like-
somebody.
What's up, Ryan? Yeah, that's the kind of shit my mom says. So like, but real stuff, people, like, you know, we have to really listen to our bodies because our bodies will tell us stuff early
If I listen to
on.
my body, I smoke all day and not do shit because that's what my body say.
Like smoking, don't do shit.
My body be like, smoke a joint, figure it out. Smoke another one, figure it out again.
Oh,
And that's crazy because you know what?
Now, you know I'm on
For
my
me,
show,
like
so.
when I'm in the house and I smoke blunt, I get the cleaning up shit.
That's what I'm saying.
What?
Running all around.
I actually do stuff.
Go on OCD.
Huh?
Like everything got to be right in this spot right here. When I smoke, I don't really like chill on it. I used to, but now that I'm older, I really don't.
I never did. I would like
it helps put me in the focus.
in the focus.
To do
So-
whatever it is that I need to do.
And I learned, like, you know, people always talk about indica versus sativa, and indicas are supposed to put. I don't like indica. I feel like indicas do nothing for me.
I don't know.
I mean, they do a little something, but they don't motivate me.
Yeah.
I mean, a sativa. Indicas, people be like, it puts you in the couch. Indica, I will write
Wow.
a dissertation. I will write a paper. I'm ready to converse and be a philosopher. Like, yes, I will
don't know.
just.
I don't really. The sativa just really. I don't know. They don't really do too much.
It
for
just
me.
irritates me. It just reminds me that I need to
I
smoke
like the
again.
indica better. It's more of a relaxing.
I just like weed. I don't
type
give a
of-
shit what kind it is. I don't give a damn. I just like weed. I don't give a fuck if it's sativa, indica, fucking cocoa puffs. I don't give a fuck. It's just, is it weed? Is it strong? Does it work?
Is it ayahuasca?
You know what
One of
I'm
my
saying?
friends told
Am
me
I
you should
gonna be
try that.
hungry
I was
after
like,
I
I don't
eat?
know.
If I do it,
That sound like something I might want to indulge in.
Yeah, ayahuasca, peyote. Those are the two upper echelons of the mental
If we
stimulants that
don't
I
do
have
the
not
3
touched
H's,
yet.
make me hungry, get me high,
And happy.
make
Or
me
make you
horny.
horny.
I said happy.
3 H's.
Well,
4
that-
H's.
which leads to the fourth.
Happy, high, hungry, horny. Now we winning.
4-H club.
We winning with the weed. If the weed do that, that's
It's
it.
it's
That's
a
what the
keeper.
H sound stand for in
Hey,
THC.
Aunt Moochie, I tagged you to see if you was up. Because I'm
morning,
on a Wednesday.
That's what the H stands for in THC.
So what we getting into today, sis?
I want to get into a few things, like, so I'm kind of all over the place
Hey,
with it.
cousin.
So before we really dive into the ratchet shenanigans and all the stuff that we know we see on TV and the news, I definitely want to talk about our word of the day, which is manifestation. And I think that we really have to be mindful of manifesting positive things in our life,
Take heed
because
to the words that I
Yeah.
manifest.
because we can manifest some bullshit just by negative self-talk, you know, talking yourself out of, oh, I'm this, I'm that, or, you know, just doubt and putting that out in the atmosphere. So for me, I'm going to manifest going back to school, getting my degree, manifesting that the school that Deej helped me find is legit. I'm hoping that it is. I'm manifesting that God is going to bless me with the funds that I need to get through this program, so that at the end of this, I will be Dr. Chanel Roberts in the field that I'm already in, which is integrative medicine. And that's what I'm manifesting. I don't want to feel, I've felt kind of like stuck in the last few years teaching at the Y. Shout out to the YMCA. No knock to these guys, no knock to my family there. But at the end of the day, I just felt super limited. Staying at the Y and teaching every day, it really financially wasn't really holding me down. So I took a leap. I stopped teaching at the Y for a little while. I do miss it. It is a little bittersweet situation, but I got to manifest big things. You know what I'm saying? I want my own wellness center. I want a place where I can practice in my own space. So that's what I'm manifesting for my life, for myself. What does that word mean to y'all?
So it's funny because I always talk about the power of words, and like people put a lot of spookism on things. So like I've recently gotten into crystals. I've recently gotten into like moon bathing along with sunbathing. I've always sunbathed, but I moon bathed on the full moon. I make moon water. I use it when I'm casting spells. So somebody asked me, was I a witch? And I was like, I guess you could say so. I don't know. I'm not into Wiccan.
Right.
But the whole point of casting spells is, and I keep using air quotes, is because how do you use words? Words are made of letters. What is the first thing somebody says to you when they say, what is that word? Do you know how to spell it? Spell that word.
Yes.
You have to use the letters. So there's nothing spooky about spells. Spells actually are just affirmations of things that you would like to manifest. I'm trying to manifest some money. So I was feeling Khadijah this morning because really that is where I'm seriously deficient at right now. Just, okay, we got a little pay raise at the job, so I'm going to be able to make more money for sure. But the output, the output of money
the input
is way more than the income. So I need to manifest some more income of some sort. And it's funny because recently I was talking to a guy. He was like, because I'm about $1, I be chasing dollars. And so I said to him, which is funny because I was like, I like the hustle too. I said, but what I stopped saying is I chase the dollars. He said, why? I said, because there's a way to get money and know when it's coming and how it's coming and how much it's coming. Oh, you mean get a job? I didn't say that. I'm just saying there's a way to get money, to know how much is coming, when it's coming, and have it come regularly. A job is one of those ways. You ain't really got to chase it.
See, I don't like
and
the
at
word
53,
chase.
bruh, at 53,
then what are you willing to do?
At 53, you making me nervous, telling me that you just chasing money because it sounds like instability.
It sounds exhausting.
It sounds exhausting. So I'm trying to move out of being exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't want to be exhausted the way my funds are. I want us both to be replenished and fulfilled and multiplying bountifully. So I'm manifesting moolah.
We all on the same page with that one. So, Deej, what about you?
For me, manifestation means a lot of things because if we really think about it,
you can manifest money. Cousin.
Before we learn so much about, and I know I'm a person that's like, I guess I'm going to say probably like the last 10 years really been learning about manifestation, learning about the power of crystals, learning about affirmations, learning about all these things that sometimes when we come up in religion, sometimes it gets a little spooky. But if we know how to read the books properly, in these books, they also tell you to do these things.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Meditate, and all of these things like that. So it's not a spooky thing. It's just that things that we were not accustomed to. Anything outside of what we learn always seems to be spooky.
Right.
But for me, I feel like once I really learned about manifestation, I felt like I always manifested things that I wanted. I just didn't know that I was manifesting them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I would say, all right, like when I wanted to work for SEPTA, I was like, all right, I'm gonna get me a job at SEPTA. So people was like, SEPTA is hard to get a job. I was like, well, I'm just gonna fill out the application. They were like, you don't got no CDL, blah blah. People will talk you out of anything. But I never let people talk me out of shit. Cause any job that I manifested, any job I wanted, I always had. And I think that was and I think for me, that's what made it so easy for me to leave places so quickly. You know what I'm saying? Because I always felt like, well, if I don't like it here, I'm just going to go work someplace else. And I always knew before I left somewhere where I was going. Yeah. It wasn't like I was just willy-nilly like quitting my job, not having a plan or not knowing where I was going, just knowing like in my mind, all right, if this don't work, I'm going to go work over here. And it just always seemed to work out that way. So when I learned about manifestation, I thought to myself, oh, I've been doing this.
You've been doing it.
Without even really knowing.
We all do it.
And you do speak the things that you want. You say you want to do something, you write it down. You say, all right, I'm going to put this work in. It ain't just leave it. You understand what I'm saying? But if you put steps towards things and you say, this is what I want, then you just have to have that feeling like, all right, I know I got this. Don't be like, oh, well, I don't know. No, it's like.
That's what manifestation is.
You know what
saying what you want and getting it.
Because I learned about, because I have this book. I can't think of the name of it, but it's all about vibration, right? And so they talk about our vibes. And we always say, oh, good vibes, bad vibes. On some real shit, your vibration is what really brings things to you. When we're not taught metaphysics, we're not taught about all of these kinds of things. But if you want to vibrate, if you want to have income, then you want to vibrate that I have income. Higher. And it's so funny to me because I always was like this. And my grandmother used to be like, oh, you got John Wanamaker Chase with Kmart pockets. Like, I always been like, since I was a little kid, like bougie, like, I don't like that. I don't want this. And that was just how I am. You know what I'm saying? So even as a child, it was like I was just that way. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm an adult and I understand myself better, it's like, well, why would I want to take less than what I feel like I appreciate? Right. You know what I'm saying? I know I might got K more pocket, but I'm going in John Wanamaker's and get those shoes. And let me tell you something. As much as my grandmother said that this is so funny to me, they always shopped in John Wanamaker's. So now, how y'all gonna not let me shop in John Wanamaker's, but y'all always shopped in John Wanamaker's? Now I'm not supposed to shop. I'm going to go, and I always ended up getting my shoes from John Wanamaker's. It just was every year. It just was.
Now, is there anything? And we can start with you and come back down this way. Anything recently that you've spoken into existence?
All right, so my Jeep. Now, I wanted a Jeep. I wanted white though. So I kept going down to Family Dodge. It's no longer Family Dodge. I kept going down there trying to get this man there, get everybody cars. For years, I kept going to this man. He worked there for years. He kept saying, oh, you're going to have to get a cosign. You're going to have to get a cosign. And so I wrote it in my book, like, I'm getting a Jeep this year. This was 2020. I'm getting a Jeep. So I wrote it in my book. COVID hit. Nobody at work. I'm a healthcare worker. So I'm making good money while I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting paid. A lot of people nothing ain't open. You got to make an appointment to go in the car dealership. So I said to myself, let me see. Cause it ain't nobody working like that now. I know the car dealerships need hurting. So I called down there and I was like, they ran my application. The guy called me back. He's like, you've been approved. We got a Jeep for you. I went down there. It wasn't the one I wanted, but hey,
it was a Jeep.
It was a Jeep.
You weren't specific and all of that.
Right. And not only that, I got my Jeep. I only paid $300 a month for my note, and I got my note from Chrysler. So that's what I recently manifested. My Jeep. I kept saying I'm gonna get me a Jeep because I always manifest cars. Like, I have had every car I ever wanted. I even had a Range Rover. Range Rover used to be my dream car. I'd be like, I'm gonna get me a Range Rover. People are like, I'm getting me a Range Rover. Let me tell you how I got my Range Rover. Just so happened, I go to the car auction. The Range Rover come down the line. I'm like, oh my God, everybody's afraid to bid on it. They thinking in their mind there's something wrong with this car. Because why would a Range Rover? But I'm smart. These is drug dealer cars. Like, it don't got to be nothing wrong with this Range Rover. So they start bidding on it. It got to $2,500. I got that Range Rover for $2,500. There was nothing wrong with it except for it needed a door lock mechanism. Wow. I took it to my mechanic. He's like, where'd you get this truck from? The guys in the shop was all like, where you get that? Where you get that from?
The door lock. Trying to get in it. That's it.
No, it was broke when I bought it.
No, that's what I mean. Whoever
trying to get it. Yeah, trying to get in. So the mechanic was like, where you get this car from? Like, the auction. He's like, how much you pay for this? I was like, $2,500. He's like, you shitting me. He's like, it ain't nothing wrong with this car. The only thing wrong with this car is you need a door lock, and I can't fix it. You're going to have to get that from Range Rover. And I'm $2,500. Who would have thought? My aunt them was like, you got a Range Rover? Oh my God. It felt so good. That joint's like, poof.
That's crazy.
It was the best. So the only thing I ain't manifested yet is my Aston. That's the only other car.
Well, you've been speaking it into existence.
I'm getting that. I'm getting that. I don't give a damn if I'm going to drive it right up on my farm.
Because you've been talking about it. What about you, sir?
I've always understood the power of manifestation. So there's a bunch of, like, my children, first of all, my oldest son for sure. That was a conversation I had with his father a year before he was even conceived. And we talked about when we wanted to have kids, how old we wanted to be, always wanted a son, going to name him God. 23, like my parents were 23. I had my son, I was 23. Firstborn was a boy. His name is most certainly God. I always wanted to work at the airport. I kept saying, I'm going to work at the airport at some point. I've had the opportunity 3 times before I started working there now, and got hired 3 times before I started working there now. The timing was never right. I kept saying, the next time I have the opportunity to go through, because that's the whole thing with the airport. You need 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks free for training, just 4 to 6 weeks where you're available for 40 hours. And then you can work 5, 10, 20 hours a week if you want. So I manifested that. Honestly, just this whole situation being around y'all, like I've been knowing of Glockaware's existence since existence. Kia asked me to do her podcast with her when she started it. And the first thing I said is, I work for the city. I can't be on there smoking weed. Can't be on the Loudmouth podcast. Like, that can't be my thing. So I was like, when another opportunity comes around, I will do it then. Another opportunity came around. Mike was like, come be a guest on my show. Was a guest. Him and Dane was like, we need you to come every week. Come every week. Then they hit me with we both real busy. We want you to hold our show down. I don't know if they ever coming back. So, man, and just like a lot of times when I need money, I really think about really hard what I need it for. And there are things that I do to get it, and it comes. And it may sound, we had this conversation about even going to the fucking casino, which is a place where you're not meant to get money there. The house is meant to win. Right. Like, I can go into the casino with a particular amount of money and be like, I need to pay X bill. I need this much. And I promise you, whenever I've gone in there with that mindset, I have left with the money. Yeah. When I left when I went in the casino with I'm some bored, right? I'm depressed. Worst time to go, but that's where everybody go when they depressed and ain't got money. They find them couple dollars to go there, and they be more broke and more depressed. More mad. So yeah, like I definitely have manifested my children, my job, the relationships I have with people. I am a very outgoing and friendly person to a fault. So, right. But if I form a particular relationship with you, that's for a reason. I don't take the friendships that I have, the genuine bonds that I have, lightly, and I let people know. I'm the person you'll get a random text for. Like, there's friends I haven't talked to in months to years, and I'll just randomly like, hey, you were on my mind. Right. How are you? And they'll be like, yo, I'm going through this, that, and the other. And for whatever reason, I knew they just needed somebody to send them a virtual hug or a pat on the back. Like I talked about it before, I have 2 friends that had kids. I dreamt that. Like, and I don't want to be like, I made it happen, but I saw it before they could see it for themselves. They wanted it. Right. They didn't know how it was going to come, and I saw it.
But sometimes you just had that gift, Yeah, and their gift of foresight and their gift of being able to warn. Well, I don't want to say.
What I need to manifest is how to tap into all my true gifts, because I feel like I know I'm a talented person in a lot of different areas. It's just some things I just don't want to do. Right. I might know how to do it. I don't want to do it. And I really need to manifest that willing spirit. Right. The whole don't want to do stuff.
It's I feel like sometimes
she said, how much just sit here.
It's like
put the microphone
if you
do we need to shift down?
Want to shift?
Want to shift down? All right. Because you might get up here, and that's fine. We just gonna shift.
Yeah, my kids having that issues.
Oh,
we got to go.
Ain't nothing like being on mommy duty and making sure your kids
is going to the school.
No, it's
not because I fights kids. Not these.
Now, if it was that, I'd have been like, I gotta go, y'all. I'm on my way up to the school to go fuck some kids up.
School brawls now. So.
No, just a little medical emergency.
My kids' school, that apparently the kids were fighting outside after school. They went up the street, were fighting. Some kids wanted to return to the school where it was safe. And the motherfuckers came to the school and somebody brought a gun. Yeah, I got the text message and the email. I don't like getting it. I mean, I appreciate technology and that's how we get notified, but those things are scary.
They are very scary. Like yes. And this always...
Don't be sending me no text talk about a gun was on site. Like,
whoa, exactly. That bothers me so much.
And it's in past tense, so like...
Y'all told us later.
Y'all settled it, but I don't know how my son was home at the time, so it didn't even affect him at all.
Right.
It's just this... Cinderella wedding. My cousin says she's manifesting the Cinderella wedding because she's planning a wedding. I'm her maid of honor. Yeah, we gonna manifest that together.
You gotta write it all down. Everything you want.
I hope you're writing the stuff down because I write
down.
Stuff down. I have a vision board that's somewhat incomplete, and it's crazy because I put some stuff on my vision board in 2019. A lot of the stuff worked 2019 through last year, and I realized I put the vision board to the side, and when I looked at it today when I was getting dressed because it was in my closet, I said, oh, that's what happened.
You put it away.
That's what happened.
Put that back.
I wasn't working on that.
Yeah.
Anymore.
You ain't changed stuff. You gotta take off the stuff that happened that you got and put the new stuff. When the old stuff come, you gotta take the old stuff off and put the new stuff on.
So I definitely need to write some stuff down and get back onto that.
Vision boards are fun.
I never thought they were fun. I never found myself a vision board. I'm not a vision board person. I'm not an arts and craft person.
I'm an arts craftsy. I like to cut magazine stuff out and
all my magazines.
I did that with my grandkids. I went to the store, bought a whole bunch of poster board and all kinds of glitter and markers, and because that's how I like to keep the kids quiet, and I like to do things with them with their hands. You know what I'm saying? Let them make stuff and all. I keep all kinds of stuff like that. But I always love to do that. Like anyway.
Right. Yeah. See.
So it's like nothing for me. Or I let them make cupcakes.
Feliz miércoles.
Anything so they can be quiet later. So I can do what I want to do. See, I learned how to tame the beast.
My cousin says she got JCPenney money and she's trying to have a Cinderella wedding.
Hey, let me tell you something. It ain't about the money or where you go. You can definitely. I worked at JCPenney for years, honey. You go on that catalog, you get on that line and find you a beautiful dress because you can have you a Cinderella with JCPenney.
She definitely gonna have a Cinderella.
You definitely can.
We definitely gonna do it. It's just definitely that it's a lot going on.
It's just a lot.
Only she would decide to get married the year that all of her friends turn 50, including herself. Then she gets now I'm picking on you because I know you paying attention. This bitch in my smoking out the window voice. This bitch got me paying. So no, she decides she wants to get married on a holiday weekend.
What's Thanksgiving?
Memorial Day next year.
Oh.
That is the beginning of nigga. That's the beginning of the Gemini season. This is my favorite holiday. It's my favorite holiday. At least she getting married before the 12 days of I-Rise because she knew that was going to be a whole problem.
12 days of I-Rise. I like that.
She going to ask. She going to tell me, why don't I just have a party instead of doing my dream Mediterranean cruise? I could tell you, why don't you just elope instead of having your dream wedding? So there's a lot of things that we are manifesting within the next 365 days. Her dream wedding.
Yes. Who's dream wedding? You? I missed the conversation. Okay.
That'll be a dream.
Look, she laughing now.
I'm like, wait, I done missed a lot.
She realized how crazy it sound now. She realized how crazy it sound now. She laughing. So we're going to manifest her dream wedding. We're going to manifest my 12 days of I-Rise being amazing. And I'm definitely going on this Mediterranean cruise during cancer season next year. I'm going to be going from June 28th to July 6th, June 27th to July 6th or something like that. Or July 7th.
All right then.
We leaving from Italy and then we going back to Italy, but we sailing the Mediterranean, stopping in Turkey and in Mykonos and some other Greek isles because that's what I've always wanted to do, and that is what I'm manifesting for next year.
Hard.
That's so dope, though.
I definitely want to travel.
Manifesting.
I'm manifesting a lot of stuff.
I'll be on that shit where I ride.
We manifesting money.
We manifesting that.
Once you put that $250 deposit down, the rest of the money gotta come.
That's it.
Gotta come. That's how I feel.
Because I feel like being on that boat.
Stability.
Hey, D. Hey, Darren.
Anything and everything that's going to make us
Thank you. You know, I'm trying to look good. Trying to look good.
Let me manifest some positive shit for my Eagles because they've been fucking up. Manifest.
It was one loss. They ain't been fucking up. It was one loss.
It's two. Unnecessary fucking losses.
It was two, but you know.
Like, come on.
They were injured, so you need to manifest.
I'm not talking about them because I got good vibrations. Like the Beach Boys. So the Eagles is not on my agenda today. I'm feeling.
They shouldn't be because they have a bye week.
The Phillies on my agenda.
Yes,
yes, the Phillies are on my agenda.
And the Sixers is on my agenda, baby. I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm just talking about the Phillies and
I'm loving the squad we got.
The Sixers because I'm not talking about the Eagles.
I saw the phone was ringing and I said I don't know who that is, but now in hindsight. I need Alex. I love you to death, Alex, but stop trying to Brody me into buying another Sixers season ticket package. Because I got to manifest the money first. Once I manifest the money, you might be able to get me to lock in for another partial season plan.
That's crazy because I was just talking to my niece this morning about me getting my season ticket back season tickets, babe.
For the Sixers?
Yeah, I had them for a long time. And because I kind of feel like slighted by the Sixers, because I just feel like y'all played me as a season ticket holder, because I went through like Michael Carter Williams, and I had to go through like Markel Fultz.
She literally she's been trusting the process.
I've been trusting the process before Embiid even came.
How would y'all feel if they move our stadium to Jersey?
They're not going to move our. First of all,
got that approval for
ain't nobody looking to cross the bridge to go see the Sixers.
It ain't a Philly team if our shit is in Jersey.
It's not. Like, we don't play that.
I mean, you can't. There's a lot of teams that aren't in the city or the city limits of their team.
Yeah, and I don't respect them.
Yeah, I don't play that. Like the Arlington, Texas is where Dallas play. Then y'all are Arlington Cowboys. That's how I see it.
Yeah,
I don't care what y'all call yourself, but y'all literally in Arlington.
They call themselves America's team.
They really think
they probably were in the 70s,
80s,
in the 80s, but lately y'all not even your own team.
Thank you. Enjoy work. Be safe.
And I can't talk about them because we looking like. But I ain't talking about them because
it's a moot point. As the comedian Teray pointed out to me, them talking about like yes, Delaware offered, and that's where the Sixers G League team is, and Camden offered, and that's where the practice facility is. So everybody's saying it wouldn't be a Philly team. We already in other states in the Delaware
That's all
Valley.
right. The main arena.
The main point is the Sixers already spent money on the property that they're trying to now get clearance to buy the arena on. So when I learned that the property was already purchased, I feel like it was just some bullshit that they had us all going through with these fucking town hall meetings at the convention center
do whatever they
and all this other shit when they already knew that's where it was going.
They want to do.
And they already knew.
Yeah.
Just like when they let Disney buy 8th to 9th the market and dig that deep ass hole that's now a parking lot that's sinking. That now they're trying that it was going to be a casino, but they couldn't get the license for it.
They supposed to put the Disney thing over there. They never did.
Disney abandoned that.
Disney said, "Fuck it." It was
still
like empty as crap.
It's a parking lot.
I know, but
it's a parking lot that's sinking. So now they're trying to
like,
figure out something else to do with it. So
fill a hole up.
I feel like it's always going to be the Philadelphia 76ers. I feel like if Comcast still owned the team, it being in South Philly wouldn't be an issue. I feel like the people who bought it are more interested in gentrifying the city into turning it into wherever the fuck they're originally from. And they could have just stayed there. They didn't have to come here and you don't got to come to Philly and turn Philly into Brooklyn. Keep your ass in Brooklyn.
Exactly.
You don't have to come to Philly to San Francisco. Stay the fucking San Francisco.
On the other side of that too, but on the other side of that, think about even though location wise, it will be wise to keep it there because why? Because it's parking lots.
Because
it's nobody lives over there.
I don't understand why they want to move it.
But this is why they need for the Sixers to be in a competitive market. When you go to all the other major big cities, their basketball stadiums is smack dab in the middle of their
That's not
city.
The reason why.
I feel like that's one of the reasons.
We're in a competitive market. The city is the competition already. They want to do something with downtown. They want to make our downtown sucks.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And they think it would be having an entertainment center in the city would be a draw.
That's exactly my point.
And it's only a possibility because they redid the fashion district when they could have, instead of just redoing all that, they could have just built the stadium then.
That's because they weren't even supposed to
and
put
the fashion
there.
district still is not a draw. It's not the draw that the gallery was.
See,
Isn't that crazy?
I feel like it's
not
still
even
incomplete. Like it's so many empty spaces.
This is empty spaces because malls are a dying breed. Who the fuck go to
people
the mall?
shop online?
This is
I
the
do.
shop
I
online.
like
This is
the
the thing.
experience.
This is the thing with the fashion district. Just think about it. Just think about it. Because I heard this kind of stuff from some union people. The reason why they never filled any of those other stores up because they're going to tear the shit down for the fucking stadium.
Arena. So
and it wasn't never supposed. But the thing is, this is what was supposed to have happened. Which I don't know what happened with this plan. So the fashion district was not supposed to have been there. It was supposed to have been down Penn's Landing way. Yep. Over there, they're supposed to build up the whole waterfront like they got kind of like the other places with the mall, with the outlet stores and all. That was supposed to have been down Penn's Landing.
Off of South Street.
Somehow all of that went to the shits, and then they decided.
The thing is,
Exactly, because Society Hill, okay.
Society
so
Hill
people,
said, we're not tearing
we're
up
not-
our historic district.
Right.
You already got, we have head house.
So they
staff.
decided now they
Right.
got contracts with all these people that they already decided to let these people have stores or whatever. So now some way, somehow we got to accommodate these people. So now they put these stores here, knowing that in some point in time they are going to tear
it down
this
for
place
a stadium.
And that's why they didn't fill it up, which was a whole waste of money, a whole waste of time. The city people just, I don't know who. I figured that out.
Nobody
I
tried to
work for y'all,
reclaim their time on
and-
that one.
And I feel like you didn't have to tear up a historic district. I feel like the waterfront would have been a better place for it. Why? Nobody lives on the waterfront.
Everybody lives on the waterfront.
No, this is the thing. Those people don't live on the waterfront because the expressway is there. So they're separated from Society Hill. The waterfront is over here.
Oh, but you also have to remember, because of global warming, the Delaware River actually floods now. It floods onto Delaware Avenue. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
another
true.
reason why they can't put stuff over there, because there was a whole block of condos that's unfinished that whenever that hurricane hit during COVID, they couldn't finish it because Delaware Avenue used to flood. It still floods all the time.
Is Pennsylvania
All the
like
time.
more like a wetland?
No,
Kind
so
of,
we're-
what is it about?
Yeah,
You have to remember,
it was a lot of
it's
swamp.
not that
We have
Pennsylvania's a
blocks and
wetland.
blocks and
It was a
blocks
lot
that
of
we
swamp
can't
here.
build on
We are
now.
in the valley.
And it was a
So
lot
think
of
about
swamp
it. We're sea level
Yeah.
Mhm.
and below sea level. So Water Street in Philadelphia
It
is
was
where the
water.
river actually comes. The river runs under Water Street up to Front Street.
Mhm.
And if I'm not mistaken, Water Street is on the other side. Is it on the other side of Front Street? I think it might be Water then Front or Front then Water. Either way, it's a lot of stuff covering the water. So you can't really put but so much on the
Right.
waterfront, knowing that in the next 50 to 100 years, you got to relocate and rebuild and tear that shit down again.
Yeah.
And at 2nd and South in the Head House Square district, there was a beautiful glass building there. That had shops and stores. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, right on that corner.
Right on that corner.
Right
And
on
they took that
corner.
down, but they want to keep Head House Square the way it's been since
Because Will Smith was supposed
1776.
to have bought that or something.
Yeah, and they wouldn't let him. And then he was supposed to buy Broad and Christian. And
Yeah, they
so,
just
like,
want
yes,
to
the
help
city does need to develop. It does need to develop. It don't need to gentrify, meaning you don't
needs
need
to
to turn
develop.
it into something else.
Exactly.
You just need to develop a better Philadelphia. And I feel, not even I feel like, what I know from working for the Philadelphia Housing and Development Corporation is the people, I can name 5 people that work for that organization, no, 3, that are in high powers that are originally from Philly. Everybody else come from somewhere else and they bring their ideas from somewhere else and they want to, we need more green spaces like where I'm from in DC. We need more bike lanes like where I'm from in Minnesota. Like, what? What?
And
Like,
then people get mangled on the bike, and then it's another.
and yes, and I don't want to sound
They don't
mean.
need to be on no bike.
We do
I'm
need
sorry.
some of these things.
Some
I don't
of
want
them,
to
but
sound
not
mean.
on Main
But
Street,
more
downtown
importantly,
and
we
all
need
that.
our education
Right, in a
system
way.
saved, because while we so worried about the millions of dollars of commerce and jobs, y'all gonna be hiring a bunch of dummies, because that's what we graduating.
Are we
bunch of
graduating
dummies.
anybody? Like,
Yeah, they
it's
graduating
appalling.
dummies. I
It's
was on a
appalling.
phone
It's
call with
appalling.
my son IEP team the other day, and I told them, I don't give a fuck about No Child Left Behind. If mine need to stay, let me know, because that's where
I'm
it'll
not
be.
playing all that.
I'm not doing that.
No, that's
I'm not all that No Child. You can leave mine behind if that's where he need to be.
It's ridiculous, and they don't, and it's the fact that they don't even have like building schools, and I don't hear about no schools getting built, no plans.
No, but they turned Germantown into a nice condo.
Yeah, they sure
So
did. They
Germantown
don't
Heights
care
are nice
about our
condos.
kids in this city, and that's this point blank.
Although
period.
I did see something interesting on the news yesterday. There is because my son is half Puerto Rican, and when he was younger, he went to North Square Nursery and North Square Pre-Kindergarten, and then he went to Pan American Charter north of the North Square neighborhood because it's bilingual. So I never knew that the whole community organization was started by a group of Puerto Rican women who wanted to help empower the Latinos in the neighborhood to get out of poverty. So now they started this program called Excite, and it's like XCITE, and not Excite, Exciento. And ciento, CIENTO in Spanish means feeling, and it's to give you a good feeling. And what they do is they have a brick and mortar pre-K, and it's only a couple days a week where the pre-kindergarten kids can learn so they can get ready for kindergarten. And while they're learning, the parents learn life skills.
Okay.
How to get a job, how to fill out applications, if you how to get your GED. They teach them all these things, and they have a mobile bus that 2 days a week is in North Philly and 2 days a week is in South Philly. Like they go to different neighborhoods and they do the same. It's a mobile learning. And while the kids is on the bus learning, they're teaching the parents financial literacy and all this other stuff.
Fucking dope.
And the kids that are graduating from this program are graduating and excelling at a higher pace than kids who go to school every day for pre-K.
Of course.
And you know you got to pay for pre-K.
Yeah.
Unless you send them to the pre-K that's not paid for, which is only half day, which is not conducive to parents. Yeah. It's kind of like they always set you up to fail, but these women have figured out a way to keep people from failing. So shout out to them. I was watching the news yesterday morning. I was like, that is so dope.
That really is.
Shout out to them.
Because our education system is just like,
I'm a product of Philadelphia public schools.
Now, when we were, I feel like honestly, I feel like when we went to school, the schools were much better.
Because Constance Connie
wasn't playing none of that.
Dr. Connie wasn't
Clayton ain't played
Dr. Connie roll over her grave every day.
Ever since Constance Clayton left, the schools went to the shit. I feel like when Constance Clayton left and when John Street left, it was, as far as us as African Americans, black people, whatever you want to call us here, because we don't know who the hell we is half the time, but we black. When they was in,
Yo soy negra.
When they was in, it was look good for us as education, as far as us getting home ownership and all that. Once they left, Mayor Nutter, and then them, and then they came and fuck. And where is he at? Probably drunk somewhere. You ain't seen him. Don't worry, Nutter. Like really, and they don't look. And it's just terrible. They only just to feel like you're not even in a conversation, like. You know, because I don't want to see, like, fairs on the street and all that. Like, I'm sick of all that shit. Like, that burns me up, man. Because I get out here when I be out here around these politicians, and I'll be pissed. And then when I go on their inbox and answer questions, they don't answer them, but then they liking my pictures and shit. Now, I asked you something last week, and you didn't answer me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't want to answer the questions. Y'all don't want people to speak the truth. That y'all not doing nothing for us in this city for real. And everything y'all basically doing right now is making it harder for us. And y'all not saying it.
Well, you know, the reality of our city is we have a history of one hand wash the other. And the most important color in Philadelphia is green.
Indeed.
And I don't mean the Eagles.
No.
Like, we have a history of a corrupt administration.
Yeah, we do.
All the administrations, Republican, Democrat, everybody. All of them.
When I run for mayor, I'm saying fuck all that. We coming for us.
And we needed somebody like that.
That's my campaign.
We need somebody like that.
What you running on? I'm running on fuck all that.
Speaking of campaigning, I know you don't like politics, but this is a good way to quickly segue into that boring ass debate.
Yes.
The most bothersome campaign that bothers me to this day commercial is the one where they take sound bites of Kamala Harris talking about what she's going to do for the trans population.
Oh my God, he was like,
and when they talk about people in jail, she's for they them. Kamala Harris, she's for they them. Donald Trump is for you.
When I first saw it the first time, I said, "Oh, he might have lost. He might have lost.
I hate it.
He came for the gays and the they them real heavy.
But he already did, so
no. But that was crazy.
But here's the thing: he came for them in a way that I don't understand. People who are MAGA supporters, how you don't see that right there directly affects you. Because as a white businessman with your crazy proclivities that you done probably been at a Diddy party and you probably got a he, him, they that you see on a weekend for $2,000, that's going to affect you. I was just offended as a person because I'm a LGBTQ.
Yes.
I'm an ally. I'm the A on that.
I am too.
Very much LGBTQ. I'm an ally. Yes, I have one shout out to my friend Raheem. That is one of my besties. And I just didn't like that.
I'm a proud child. I'm a proud parent.
I feel like that was really divisive. She's for they, them. And it was divisive in a lot of ways because what MAGA likes to say is the civil rights movement is really a champion movement for LGBTQ. So by saying she's for they, them,
It's all
trying to say it's for all of us. She for the niggas, she for the Jabitiqua, she for the hard workers, she for the middle class, and he is for the uppity snoopies.
And
the uppity snooty folks who think
I couldn't believe it. I said,
about
no, this
money.
is the
I hate it.
These campaigns.
Y'all just
commercials.
hearing
I'm
it.
not just hearing it. It's been burning my ass
But
since
it's
the first
to bring
time
it up,
ever
and I'm
came out.
glad you brought
But
that
I brought
up.
it up because I know she didn't want to talk about the debate. I fell asleep on it. I don't know who won. I know Waltz is very passionate. I got to see that. He's very passionate. He's a talker. He's very smart, not all the way articulate. They called him on something he said, and he said, listen, I said I misspoke. I like the fact that he takes accountability. They called Vance out on all the shit that he said and didn't backtrack on, and all he did was did the Trump. Said something else to try to deny, deflect. It's going to be a very interesting next 30-something days.
Yeah, I didn't watch it
until the election.
I saw clips of it. The feedback that some of the news anchors were saying was that basically, on one aspect, it was a pretty good debate on the fact that it wasn't a lot of like negative shots thrown. They kind of were very positive, and a lot of the stuff they were on the same page about.
Yep.
My instant thought with it, even though I didn't watch it, is like, okay, these are the two potential presidential candidates that they really would like in the forefront. It's really Waltz's campaign versus Kamala's, in my opinion. And the same thing with Vance. Nobody really believes in Trump
nobody like him
per se, but to pick a younger looking white male candidate, to me, is like a strategy with it all the way around.
So they pick the yes sir for Trump, because one thing that I appreciated that Waltz asked Vance last night was what he said was the reason why Pence is not here today is because he went against Donald Trump. I'm so glad he brought that up, because most people, when you run for office, you run with your running mate previously, especially if you were in the administration before. Yeah. And what he asked him was, will you uphold your oath to office if Donald Trump goes off the rails? And that motherfucker didn't answer. He denied, deflect. He talked about some whole other shit. And that's what scared me.
Yeah.
Because like you said, he is the younger.
He's the younger. So he has more time. You know, we keep picking these older, outdated candidates, and a lot of the voters are younger. Our younger generation. So I feel like that.
There's plenty of reason for people to be up this morning.
We about to take a little break.
Thank you for tuning in since you're up this morning. I appreciate that.
We're going to take a little break, but I saw something on Instagram, and I definitely want to talk about it in terms of communicating and learning how to communicate effectively. And we all make this mistake. We say, I feel like. And I just seen this, and I thought it was so dope. I said, I want to touch on this, because the girl was basically breaking down, you know, we say, or we feel like this, or we feel like that, when all actuality is more of a
opinion.
I think this, because like, for instance, in a relationship, right? Say your boyfriend do something like, I feel like you did this, and that to get on my nerves, or I feel like you did. No. A feeling is just that. Somebody can't, like, you can't tell a person, I feel like you disrespected me, because no, my feelings are hurt, or you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
you feel disrespected.
There you go. But you can't. It's like we make this mistake. I want to see if I can pull up.
That's because we're speaking. Do
you know where that video is at?
I don't know. If I can pull it up. Maybe we'll find it during the break. But I said that the other day. I said I got to stop saying when I'm talking. I feel like now. Like I correct myself. I said, well, what I do know. Right. I'll tell you what I know and what I think. If I say I feel, I know I'm speaking off emotion. Yes, it's an emotion that brought that out of me. It's an opinion or a thought founded in emotion.
Yep. So I definitely want us to talk about that. We're going to dive into how to communicate healthy, how to pick your words appropriately. And then we're going to dive into a couple more things when we come back from this break. So go ahead, grab a snack, come on back in about 10, 12 minutes.
Yes.
DJ Deej, go ahead and put some music.
You want me to do it?
DJ Deej.
Let Took play some music. Let them know what they can hear when they tune in to Glockaware all day, every day.
I got no straight playlist ready. If I do, you know, people